Hey guys, it's No Help and welcome to my March marathon where I'm going to be uploading a video every single day in March. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers, so if you can go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, greatly appreciated. On with the video. Old school RuneScape is changing, and now if this is for the better or worse, who knows, honestly, at this point. I honestly think Jagex is doing a great job with all of the updates that it has been popping out recently, and I'm personally very excited for Wednesday. Tomorrow's update, the new rune crafting boss that they're going to be coming out. I've been really enjoying Temperus to my 99 fishing grind, and it's made fishing completely different in the way where it's actually kind of fun and enjoyable rather than just clicking on the same spot over and over again. But is this kind of the direction that we're going towards, making things like easier? You know, I mean, maybe Temperus isn't the greatest example, but there's been updates throughout the game. Like if we think about it, when Old School first came out, Slayer was like 20, maybe pushing 30k XP an hour, and now there's people that can get over 100k Slayer experience an hour, and this has been happening throughout pretty much every single skill in the game, like even agility with the rooftop agility courses. There's so many other things that I can think of, and if they didn't make the skill faster, they made it more AFK, like woodcutting with redwoods, for example, and there's just countless other options. I got this video idea from a guy. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the comment up on screen right now. It's a pretty big comment. I have an idea for your next video. How do you feel about the direction Old School RuneScape is heading into the future? To me, Old School RuneScape has changed a lot. Now it looks like a RuneScape private server, in my opinion, sadly. It has only worked on cosmetics instead of fixing the awful structure it has for skills and how its systems work. 40 defense armor needing almost 99 smithing is stupid, and it's kind of in this which I feel keep people from skilling or finding it tedious AFK to skill and end up quitting. Maybe rebalancing everything like RuneScape 3 instead of adding more shit to the game would be so much more healthy for it to keep growing. Another thing is sometimes people don't want to grind crafting or fletching when they are actively wanting to play or have very few to no time to play. Side games like Clash of Clans, Farmville, and stuff like that are a thing in the past, and with Old School RuneScape, you are basically forced into it at some point if you want to progress, and it sucks. Which is why I feel Wintertodt, Temperus, and stuff like that are awesome ideas in my opinion, making interactive skills with better XP/GP per hour compared to other options of AFKing should 100% be a thing for all skills, but they keep adding updates like you say, which is okay, but what they really need to focus on is really not in their agenda. Right now, that rune crafting minigame thing should give more XP/GP per hour to other methods, but they are scared to tweak the XP rates in that way, honestly hoping it doesn't suck. If it doesn't work that way, it's basically dead content, just like Saya. I keep playing for fun sometimes or on the iron, but it feels like a duty instead of a game. I can't really side game because I'm not that kind of a gamer anymore, and to be honest, it's what keeps me off of the game a lot. Before, I used to have the time and luxury of doing that, but now if I play the game, I want to actively feel like I'm playing and not it playing me. Old School RuneScape makes you feel that way. No game involvement, basically sit and watch skills after clicks, and it's really not appealing for new players. They really need to tweak the idea of making things more interactive. A lot of my mates and friends also quitted at some point because of it. Out of like my whole school which played this game when I was young for fun, only 2 remain now, and they don't even play anymore. They just occasionally log in to say hi to old mates which they knew, which is sad. Thank you so much for leaving this comment. This was a great comment to read through. Sorry reading it out loud as well kind of is all choppy and stuff like that. I'm just trying to really, dissect this and think about this for sure. Now, for me, I actually like having the ability to AFK because I play multiple accounts, right? So this isn't really a fair argument to make, but I do understand where you are coming from, where you like want to be fully active on the game at all times. And yeah, just sitting watching your character fletch or craft at a bank is not really exciting. And yeah, of course, if I go ahead and show this type of content to my friends and say, you have to do this for 100 hours to get to level 99, the game looks horrible and boring, right? And yes, they've fixed this with something like fishing. Fishing used to be the skill where you had to go sit at a pond and kind of AFK, you know, drop your inventory of food, which in reality kind of doesn't really make sense, where you just fish to drop the fish for no reason, right? I mean, in real life, you fish unless you're just doing it for fun, but if you would fish to actually get the food to eat, and that's kind of how it should work, but it's XP waste to go ahead and bank your fish, right? So they pretty much turned fishing into a mini game where you have this boss to do, and it still involves fishing. Like what I'm doing right now is where you go into this little mini game, you fish, you cook the inventory, and then you shoot the cooked sharks at the boss. Kind of a very weird concept, but it works, and a lot of people actually, including myself, love this. And they have the same like with Wintertodt, right? Wintertodt is for fire making, even more boring and more crazy of a skill. If you had to show somebody where you had to just click some random tinderbox in your inventory, 100 to 200,000 times, depending on which log you use, and that's how you max out the skill. That's horrible, boring, and it's totally a waste of money. But with Wintertodt, they turned it into something where you train, you know, your woodcutting skill, your construction skill, your agility skill, and most importantly, your fire making skill, and they made it profitable. The thing is, though, there is still better experience rates without doing Temperous or without doing Wintertodt. The best experience rates for I'm not even sure what they are for fishing, probably barbarian fishing, but the best experience rates for fire making are actually burning redwoods, right? I know it's not the most efficient thing to do in the game, and you're wasting money this way, and most people would just prefer to go to Wintertodt anyways, even if it is less XP, because you make money at the same time, right? And it's way more interactive than doing the simple logs right in a row, right? And no, bonfires is not the option to fix fire making. But I totally see where this guy is coming from, that we need some more interactive methods, but I do not think that they should be the best XP rates in the game, right? A lot of people like to AFK certain skills, and I do believe that, you know, if you pay more attention, you should get the most experience rates. And yeah, most of the time that's fully correct, right? If you AFK something, you're not going to be fully paying attention, so you might misclick or you might log out or something like that. I think there needs to be a variety, and I definitely think that there should be a skilling boss for pretty much every single skill in the game, or most skills anyways. There's some that just wouldn't make sense, but I mean, hey, Temperous here doesn't really make much sense either, but it works and it's awesome and we love it. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from if you only play the one account and you kind of just want to fully focus on it, that this kind of needs to be rebalanced. And I think adding more skilling bosses or just different types of content to each skill would make the game better. Rather than focusing on giving us a brand new skill, maybe focus on the other ones and adding different types of methods in order to actually train them to 99. So you have the AFK option or you have the really interactive option. As for the future of old school RuneScape, I don't think we're at the point yet where it's starting to be scary and heading in the wrong direction. I mean, compared to what the game started at like 9 years ago now, yes, the game has pretty much become, 5 times easier with just the new methods. But it still takes hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours. Yeah, it does take thousands of hours, right, to max an account. And usually when they release something, they don't make it the best. Do you know what I mean? So with Zeah rune crafting, for example, you can get way better XP rates for doing lava runes, right? Or even the ZMI, and the ZMI wasn't even in the old school RuneScape at the very start, so I guess ZMI was a little bit broken, but at the same time, you still would get faster XP at doing like lava runes or something like that. So when they added something like the Zeah mining or the Zeah rune crafting, it really didn't change anything. It just changed the way we get blood runes, pretty much, right? It made blood runes a lot better and easier to get. It made really good money making method, and it made rune crafting the skill where it's usually very, very click intensive and only an interactive skill, right, into something that's AFK. And if they could do this with all the skills in the game, I think this would be awesome, right? So for something like agility, right, it's only interactive. If we got some type where we could maybe AFK it a little bit more and get worse XP rates or something like that, then what's the harm in that, right? If you want to pay full attention and get the best XP rates, go right ahead. But if you want something to AFK, then go right ahead as well. And I think Jagex has actually been doing a really good job with this. I know there's some random things that like have been like broken. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but just some updates that have been really good or really overpowered. But for the most part, they've been keeping things really balanced. Oh, this is something I was going to talk about, the day alt essence for rune crafting, right? Now, when I first heard of them, I thought, holy Christ, these are the most overpowered things in the game, right? Because they give you, I think it's 1.5% more rune crafting XP or something like that. Maybe it's a little higher than that. And you can mine them and they stack, right? Like, how does it get much better than that? But at the same time, right, you're really not saving much time because it's only 1.5% bonus XP. It's not like it's double or whatever like that, right? So you actually have to go out of your way to go ahead and collect these essence when you could just go buy regular essence from the Grand Exchange and train your rune crafting faster, right? Does that make any sense? Or if you want to get the better rune crafting method, it makes rune crafting slightly more AFK because, you know, you're spending time getting the essence. But overall, I think Jagex has been doing a great job with all of the updates, and I'm pretty impressed. I'm really excited for tomorrow's update for the, I guess, the Temperous and Wintertod version of rune crafting. I already do have 99 rune crafting, but I'm definitely going to be going post to go ahead and get all of the rewards for this. And on my Tutorial Island, the Twisted Bow account, you know for sure we're going to be getting all of the rewards on that account. So yeah, I'm really excited to do this, and I think that Jagex needs to do this with pretty much every skill in the game for the most part. And I think they could make an option to do that for most skills in the game, right? And yeah, I think that would just make the game amazing and overall a lot better. I don't think they're really headed in the wrong direction with making things too overpowered. I know some of the weapons look really weird nowadays, like we have the Abyssal Sire, whatever that thing's called, the bludgeon, like that kind of looks weird. When I first saw that, I was like, is this an old school? But you get used to it, you know what I mean? And also the Dragon Hunter Lance kind of looks like a private server weapon. I get it, but you know how hard it is and how long it takes to actually go ahead and get that, right? It's balanced. I really do think that this game is balanced, and I think most of the updates now are just mainly made for Iron Man or for quality of life. One thing that's kind of overpowered that they did add recently is that spellbook where on the Arceus spellbook where you can pretty much do the demonic offering spell and basically turn your ashes or bones into prayer XP right on the Slayer task. This is very overpowered for Iron Man, and I understand updates like this can make people upset if they've already got 99 prayer or something like that on Iron Man. It can devalue your cape, right? Just makes it a lot easier, maybe not faster, but just a lot easier to go ahead and do, right? Before you'd have to kill like whatever it was, 20,000-30,000 dragons, and now you can kind of just do it on your way to 99 Slayer, right? But you got to remember, to get Wrath Runes, you need 95 rune crafting. And it's just, it's balanced. I genuinely think that this is very balanced. There's always either a really big positive and then there's also a negative to it, right? Like, it's, to get the really good positive, there's a negative to it, and that's getting yourself the 95 rune crafting and all the requirements in order to do that spell, right? It doesn't just come very easy. It's not, you know. And I think that the way that they're focused on pretty much making the updates for Iron Man is really good because it makes them balanced this way. Right? Say they were just releasing like a brand new dragon hide armor like RuneScape 3. Do you remember how they had that purple armor, Royal or whatever it was called? So say they released that, made the best crafting XP in the game and this and that, right? So say they released that, it wouldn't really be like that way for Iron Man, right? So they haven't really been making updates like that. They kind of make updates for Iron Man, which make them for the main players totally balanced, right? So if they've released the Royal armor or something like that on old school, right? We'd have to kill thousands and thousands of the dragons to basically get that XP rate, right? And we wouldn't have to rely on like the whole economy to go ahead and kill them for us and make it like just stupid expensive, right? It's if they make updates where they can be the same kind of rates for Iron Man and main accounts, it stays balanced. Anyways, thank you so much for leaving me that awesome comment, and I really appreciate it. And I think this was a really good video idea and topic, and who knows, my decision might change in the future. it can change from time to time, right? But right now, I think old school RuneScape is in the perfect place right now. I don't think there's anything that's too overpowered, and I don't think there's anything that's too underpowered in a way, right? I think it's a totally balanced game. There's a lot of positives and negatives to it, and there's a lot of options out there. But if we could get some more skilling bosses, that would be really appreciated, Jagex. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today, and if you watched the whole video, go ahead and comment bucket down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.